What's up? What's up? What's up, family? This is your man, Ron J. Johnson, coming at you live in the car, doing what I do, which is en route to another training session. I'm not even sure if you can hear me. So I got these windows up. En route to some training. What type of training? Firearms training. Okay, I just want to bring you up to speed. If you want to contact me, you go to Lone Wolf Firearms Training, my page on social media. If you want to email me, you go to lonewolffirearm@gmail.com. Again, that's lonewolffirearm@gmail.com if you want to email me. If you want to send any size donation to help in the building of Lone Wolf Firearms training centers or ranges, you can go to the Cash App, $ Lone Wolf Firearm. Again, that's $ Lone Wolf Firearm. So, why am I here this morning? Again, I'm en route to another training session. If you have followed me on social media for any amount of time, especially the last 3 or 4 years, I've been trying to get our people, foundational Black Americans, Native African Americans, American descendant of slaves, coloreds, Negroes, niggers, coons, anybody who can trace their lineage back to 1619 or even further, because we was on these shores before 1619, family. You can trust and believe that. We was on these shores before 1619. But because of their history, American history, they said, Jamestown was the place where the first shipment of slaves arrived. All right. So from 1619 to 2019, which was last year, was 400 years. This is 2020. We are 401 years according to the books. This time last year, we were talking about 400 years of being in this country. And around about this time last year, around about October, November, the Wuhan virus was unleashed in China. And then the Wuhan virus was unleashed in America in January. Why is that important, family? Because somebody, somewhere, found a way to change the conversation from 400 years of subjugation and slavery for a group of people, the oldest group of people in the era of colonialism and slavery is foundational Black Americans or Native African Americans. We're talking about in the history of colonialism and slavery, Black Americans. I'm not talking about Africans who come to America. I'm not talking about Brazilians. I'm talking about foundational Black Americans. I'm talking about Native African Americans are the most ancient group of people in the world. You can't even connect the dots. We are the most ancient group of people in the world in the area of colonialism. So I personally believe it was a global calculation, a global plan to take the attention off of us as a people, because everybody in the world was asking the question, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What them Black folks gonna do in America? And the Asian community or the Chinese community, they believe it's their time to rule, family. They believe it's their time to rule. And they unleashed the Wuhan virus and dropped it on us. Dropped it on America. Say what you want. Very irresponsible what they did, how they did it. And the conversation of black people for the first time in 400 years was taken off the radar. So y'all ain't seeing that. You ain't seeing that. It was taken off the radar. Now everybody talk about trying to survive the corona, trying to survive a Biden presidency, a Trump presidency. The conversation still should be, what are we going to do as foundational black Americans after being here for 400 years? So let me fast forward the conversation. I've been telling y'all for the last couple of years on social media, if you saw me face to face, to start learning to defend yourself, to start storing up your food, storing up your water, get your bug out bag, become responsible gun owners and users. I've been saying this for years, right? And then the last 2 years, I personally became a firearm instructor so I can teach you the very thing I was trying to warn you about. You know, watch this. If you follow me on social media for any amount of time, and I got the videos, right, you will see that I went from talking about racism, white supremacy. I was talking about white supremacy when it wasn't popular. I was talking about black issues when black wasn't even on the, when people like, why you talking about black all the time? Black, black, black. I talked about them preachers, how you can't trust these preachers. I got the videos. I'm not going back on my word. I talked about how the preachers have been the main instrument, that they've been weaponized against the black community to keep us divided. I talked about this white boy like it was no tomorrow. The system, I called it the system of white male domination. I called it WMD culture. WMD culture. Okay? Good morning, sir. Is that a clergy shirt? Nah, Joe, it's just a flat shirt. I'm bringing a class back to the firearms piece. It's not a clergy shirt, but you know what? I'm in the clergy mode right now, Brother Fabian. So look. So let me go back to what I was saying. So family, if you've been watching me on social media for the last year or so, I've literally been quiet. You've only seen me training people. I'll be reposting stuff because I know what time it is. It's arm yourself time. Okay? It's arm yourself time. It's time to, we have to think about the survival of our children. I'm thinking about the survival of our species. Not just black, but this nation. For me, it's not so much of, but it's about self-preservation for me and our collective. But I know also we have some existential threats out here who want to replace us. Okay? So I'm saying to you, family, I instituted last week that every Monday, I gotta turn it off, every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning, at noonday, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I am doing virtual 2 hours, virtual intro to firearm classes. Because I understand if you don't want to be a owner of a firearm, the least you can be is familiar with the firearm. Okay? You got to become familiar with the firearm. 2 hours. 2 hours. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that's in lieu of me doing my HQLs, my 5 hour 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 5 That's in lieu of me doing my concealed carry weapons. That's in lieu of doing my laser tactical training. Because I know what time it is. We don't have the luxury to be in this emotional state of mind where we're always protesting, but we ain't training. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, family, that I foresee that we're going to see some carnage like we've never seen before, because some of us don't understand what time it is. When you got white folks mad at white folks, and white folks willing to kidnap their own mayors and governors, and white folks running over white folks in their cars at these protests, what do you think is going to happen when whoever wins the White House, whether it's Trump or Biden? It's going to be some unrest, and you need to be ready. Not getting ready, you need to be already ready. And if you're not ready, shame on you. Shame on you. So with that said, whether you use Lone Wolf Firearms, whether you use my man Melvin Key's organization, Revolt or Fast Firearms and Security Training, whether you use my man Wayne Walker's organization, Fire Me Perfect, whether you go to Kenny Norton, whether you go to any organization who's going to teach you how to arm yourself, go. You don't have to support it. You don't have to come to me, but you need to become trained. And watch this. Watch this. And for the adults who don't want the training, don't deny your children the opportunity to protect themselves because you scared, because you have an issue with guns. Your children need to be trained. Yes, we're offering children's classes starting at the very early age of 7 years old. 7 years old. Why? Because at 7 years old, they should be in the first grade. If they can learn how to read and write, they can learn the parts of that weapon. That's how serious it is, family. That's how serious it is. Again, I'm on my way to get some training. I'm going to be at the range later on today. We're going to knock this training out. And this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Folks who know what time it is, they know it's training time. While you in your bed sleep and waiting for the next, what's that? You're waiting for the next, what did Trump do? What did Trump say? I don't give a damn what Trump do, what Trump say. I don't give a damn what Biden do, what Biden say. Because whatever happens, whoever becomes the president, it's on for all of us. It's on for all of us. You know, and black men, I love my black brothers. I love my black men. But as a former police officer, 20-something years, okay, who protected and served this country, I had a first-hand account to see the weakness of man, the weakness of men. How we as black men left our communities unprotected. Okay? Just trying to be honest right now. Being honest. We left our communities unprotected by depending on somebody else to do for us that which we can do ourselves, that we failed to do ourselves. And if you're still waiting for the police to do something for us, and we're waiting on the police to protect us, at the same time we're being slaughtered by the police. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me. Just make it make sense to me. No black man under the sound of my voice, and I need y'all to share this video. This is real talk right here. This is real talk 101. I'm not. Oh my God! Somebody try. You talking real? They're cutting you off the road. Oh my God. This is real talk 101, family. I need every responsible male and responsible female. And even for those who have the records, those who have records, those who are talking about, well, I got a record, I can't have a gun. You can learn the parts of the gun. That 2-hour class is a virtual class. It's a virtual class. We have to think about the future, family. Think about the future. Think about our children's children. Okay? I do what I do because I love Foundation of Black Americans. I love America. The blood of my ancestors are in the soil. Say this again. The blood of my ancestors are in the soil. I love everybody. But I got a special love for Foundation of Black Americans. And I do what I do because I am part of that warrior class. You got the preacher class, the teacher class, the politician class, the engineer class, the scientist class. I'm a warrior. It's soft-spoken, easy on the eyes, but I'm a warrior. You can't do what I did for 20 years and not be a warrior. And for all those who was in the military, whether you was in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, whether you're still on or you retired or you got fired, however your status was, you still are a warrior. But somebody has convinced you to turn your warrior switch off. In the time we need you the most. We need warriors like never before. Again, I've said this before, and I say this again. You don't hear this. Right now, this is not the time to get your instructions from your ministerial leaders about how to protect our people. You do not consult your pastors in times of war. When America goes to war, Americans consult their pastor for prayer that they will win the war. That was Billy Graham's job, to be called to the White House and pray over the Joint Chiefs of Staffs, the presidents, so that when they went to bomb Iraq, Iran, or Vietnam, the Korean War, that they would have the blessings and the protection, and they would win the war, okay? But you never saw the generals or even the president consult the preachers about strategies on how to win the war. And in the black community, the preacher has always been the face. The preacher has always been the people you go to. But there's a paradigm shift. You can't go to the preachers no more. It's a shift, family. It's a shift. It's a shift that's taking place. It's already taking place. I'm hoping this video, years from now, fall into the right hands of the right people who realize this is not the time. In times of war, you don't consult your preachers. Although I got the collar on, and yes, I'm ordained, but I know when to put that preacher piece to the side and deal with the survival and the preservation of our people. You got to learn how to make the shift. I'm looking for some Gideons, some 300s, okay? Some folks who know what time it is. Some of those tribe of Issachars, those, okay? I'm trying to find some black men and women who see the importance of protecting their children's children. I'm looking for some black men and women who see the importance of, I've been living 40, 50, 60 years with nothing to show for. I've been quiet all this time. I'm looking at death's door. It's about saving the children. It's about protecting the children. It's about saving the children, family. Okay? If you don't, look here, some of us are so scared we don't want to fight. But, again, I had a thought the other day. I said, how do you tame a wild animal? How do you control something that's wild? You must domesticate it. You've got to domesticate it. You have to neuter it. The only reason why a lion can be obedience in the circus because he had to be neutered, domesticated. And why is that relevant? Because you don't see black men fighting no more. One of the reasons why I named my company Lone Wolf Firearms. Number one, you don't see a lot of wolves in the circus. A wolf will fight you. A wolf, although he's stronger in the pack, but he doesn't really need a pack to survive. And some of us have this pack mentality, or who gonna lead us mentality? Who's next? You be that person. It's time for you to be that person you're trying to see. It's time for you to step up and be that lone wolf. It's time for you to step up to be that person you're looking for in somebody else. Again, I'm not nobody's leader, but I'm concerned about the survival and the preservation of our people. And I didn't want to make this video long, but again, it's something. This is bigger than me, very much bigger than me. I need y'all to share this video, because you be getting foolishness all day long. Listen to nothing all day long, and you get something where you have to sit down and think. You want to cut it off. He's just too serious. Fam, we got people out here responding to rallies with AK-47s, AR-15s, handguns. As I said, or I haven't said, let me remind you that there's 390 million guns in America. Say this again. There's 390 million guns in America. Okay? There's only 300 and maybe 20 million Americans. Okay? 250 million people in America identify themselves as white. Look at that. 250 million people in America identify themselves as white. 44 million people identify themselves as foundational black Americans. Okay. And then you have the Latino community, which is probably got more than us. They probably got 55 million. Okay. Then you have the Asians and all the other groups, the Italians. But I said it to say this. If it's 390 million legal guns in America, who do you think has the guns? Who do you think has the guns? I can tell you right now that foundation of black Americans, they don't really have guns. Black people don't really have guns. Maybe 1% or 2%. If it's 44 million foundation black Americans, and 10% of 44 million will be 4.4 million, right? I don't see 4.4 million black folks with guns. They don't have the guns. Okay? 86% of white people got guns. 10% of those other guns are with law enforcement. I'm talking about law enforcement. I'm talking about your police departments. I'm talking about your National Guards. I'm not talking about your military. Okay? So, I need you guys to be serious about the business of not just protecting yourselves, but getting ready to protect this nation. There are people, there are other nations who want to replace us, family. Be very clear. Because for my message, it's bigger than the system of white supremacy. It's bigger than the racism piece. I see a bigger picture right now. I see that if other countries wanted to, if they wanted to, Lord have mercy, if other countries wanted to attack us when we're fighting when we're fighting each other, you know, even the scripture says that a house that's divided cannot stand. So people are waiting for us to basically fight each other so that we won't be able to focus on the attacks on the outside. See, nobody's dealing with that issue. I know we're dealing with racism, white supremacy. I know that, but we got some other enemies out there too who want to replace us. And I'm just trying to get you in a warrior's mentality. trying to get you to see it's time for you to wake up. Okay? Again, I didn't want to go that long, but I think this video is very, I know it's important. I need all my men to find the courage and the confidence, the summons of strength to protect your women and our people. It's just that serious. Find the courage and confidence to protect our women and our children, even at the expense of losing your own life. Hell, if you ain't did that for the last 50 years, what's your life right now? And I'm very sincere when I say that, because, you know, the baby boomer generation, and I'm calling you out right now, has been quiet for the last 50, 60 years. And all of a sudden now, they got so much to say. They've been quiet, they've been on the sidelines the last 50-something years. And now, under this Trump piece, everybody got something to say. That's a violation right there. So, again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I need you to share this video. It's just that important. Again, I should be reaching my destination in the next couple of minutes. We're going to do some training. From there, we're going to the range. And we're going to do some shooting. And if you're serious about being responsible gun owners and users, or if you want to be familiar with the firearm, I got my classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 2-hour classes. You can hit me up in my, go to lonewolffirearm at gmail.com. If you go to the page, you see my prices. You see my prices. If you can't afford it, I'll work with you. But at this moment, we're like 16 days away from the press. We're 16 days out from unrest. And you're not protected. You're not protected. And I need my males, my men, to stop being so damn emotional. I've never seen so many emotional men in my life. This is not the time for emotion, this is time for strength, power. Man up, become manly. Again, if you follow me for any length of time on social, I used to talk all the time. I stayed talking. But when you in war, you don't, when you really at war, you don't see your generals or those who's trying to defend the nation. You don't see them out there. You don't see them out front. You see your politicians, you see your activists, but the warriors, those in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, those generals, those majors, those colonels, you don't see them out here giving their opinions on what's going on in society, because they are tasked with the responsibility of defending the homeland, of defending the nation. That's why you ain't seen me talking. I'm about the business of defending. I'm doing what men do, what a real man do, and that's defend, protect his people, protect this house. So hit me up. You got my number, you give me a call. You got my email, hit me on Gmail, hit my email. My classes are virtual on Zoom. I will give you the Zoom link. You come in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a day, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. We will be discussing guns. Okay? With that said, I'm at my destination. Always remember this, family. The essence and the proof of love is the willingness to defend and protect. You can't tell me you love something if you're not ready or willing to defend it. And always remember this: it is not how much you know, it's how much you care. I'll see you shortly on the range. I'm at my destination. I'm out.